There is no minimalist rule book. Well, until now. The minimalists have created 16 rules for living with less, a free ebook which you can download right now at theminimalists.com/resources. Enjoy.
The Minimalists.
We planned our wedding completely debt-free. That's awesome, Jared. Yeah. We paid $2,500 all in, had the ceremony on the waterfront, the reception at a local restaurant, and paid $60 for a cake and hired a photographer for only 2 hours of her time. Beat that. Well, Jared, I spent $0 on my wedding.
Minimalist. Well,
I mean, technically, all you really need is the marriage license if you're doing it, the legal way. But
what do those cost these days? Like $35 or something? I'm imagining.
Yeah, usually under 100.
Yeah.
It depends. Yeah.
Probably depends on the state. I know Podcast Sean spent $200 on his wedding. It was all on whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, you're gonna most likely need an officiant. There's like a few states apparently where you can self-officiate your wedding, so that there's
awesome.
Literally like no extras needed. I mean, that's about as minimalist as it gets.
Yeah,
we have this. I'm thinking of this because while we were taking a bathroom break, Jordan was telling me the story when he was growing up. You know, when we ask kids like, what do you want to be when you grow up? My two answers, I was really young. I was like 3 or 4. I said I wanted to be a ninja or an alligator. And
obviously you didn't become a ninja.
I mean, I like to think I'm kind of a little bit of both now.
Alligator ninja.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jordan in school, they were going around asking people like, what do you want to be? You know, kids are like, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be an astronaut. And so he was just like waiting for his turn, and for some reason his answer was, I want to be a prince. But when they got to him, they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? He goes, I want to be a princess.
Oh, Jordan, you're a princess in my eyes, buddy.
But I actually think this is the problem. Like how many brides want to be? You know, there's a whole like meme of this, Bridezilla or whatever, where you want to be a prince or a princess.
Yeah.
But that also shouldn't be the objective. It's your day, but the expectation of royalty, literal royalty. What does that mean? That means decadence. It means overindulgent luxury. It means being so divorced from reality that you lose a perspective that is necessary for well-being.
Yeah.
And so we have these sort of bridezillas, as they call it, and I think that only can lead to discontent.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I think I feel lucky that in my little corner of the wedding industry that the brides that I encounter don't tend to have those like crazy unrealistic expectations. They are rational. They know that like their money is only going to go so far, and they can't expect the moon they can't expect a champagne fountain if they only have a PBR budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
PBR fountain, patent pending.
You can get it at the Marie Kondo store. Have you seen her store lately?
No, I've never been on. I've never.
Hold on,
let
let me pull it up, man. It's.
I'm sorry, Jess. I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, no,
I'm really good at derailing the conversation.
I am too. I'm very much a tangent chaser.
All right, I just typed KonMari store into Google. Oh, first thing that popped up was an ad for the KonMari store.
You just probably cost her $1 because you clicked on the ad.
I'm happy about that. All right, accept her cookies. Yes, I accept everything. Can we just agree that I've accepted the terms,
dude?
Tell you what.
Isn't that part of the new internet rules that happened over the last couple of years?
Well, and in California specifically too, there's like a California data and privacy thing that's newer as well.
Interesting.
And so can we just agree that like you can have my credit card information, send me whatever you want to send me. I just don't want to click anything else.
Right.
I will buy your grill and your Allbirds
and your bread maker.
So here's
that's what you call a callback.
Here's the 8-week tidying challenge pick. So the first thing, of course, is her book, which is actually very helpful.
What is that tuning fork?
Great question, Ryan. I'm glad you asked. It's the Unconditional Love tuning fork and rose quartz crystal for $75 fucking dollars.
Wow. Why aren't we selling tuning forks and crystals?
What?
You guys really haven't done enough with your personal brand.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
But Ryan.
Yeah.
Wait. There's more. If you act now, you can also get the Finding Balance tuning fork and clear quartz crystal.
What in the
There's
world?
multiple flavors. Okay.
Oh, you can get your Find Your Zen organic meditation floor cushion, because you can't meditate without a $170 cushion.
Specifically for meditating and nothing else.
Yes.
You know, I will say that Marie Kondo, I mean, she, design-wise, and I think decluttering and minimalism kind of go hand in hand, but I don't think she doesn't really talk about minimalism.
No,
per se,
she doesn't. Yeah. And by the way, like I said, I think her tidying book is really, really useful. The way she folds shirts, which is also the same way J. Crew folds shirts. But let's just
coincidence.
Here's the thing. Like, I think the way that she organizes stuff can be really helpful. However, we have to be careful with organizing, because if we don't do so deliberately, we have professional organizers. You're a professional wedding organizer. Those people understand that organizing involves getting rid of most of the superfluous, right?
And it has nothing to do with using a tuning fork and crystal. You know, it's and I'm not even, because like Mariah, my wife, she loves crystals. I mean, sometimes like I'll wake up and I will put my hand underneath her pillow and there's like a couple crystals sitting there that, I mean, she just, it does something for her, which more power to her. And you know, I don't give her a hard time for her crystals. I think it's kind of cute, actually. However, when you rely on a crystal and a tuning fork to declutter your life or to simplify, it's not the tuning fork that's going to get you there. It's the actions. It's the work you put into it. That's what's going to get you results. It's not going to be some kind of magical, you know, happening just because you get a tuning fork. And what do you even do? Do you like hit the tuning fork and then hold it next to the crystal?
Well, I ordered some, so we'll find out on next episode.
This is like commodification, like overload. It's like people feel like they need some extra tool to accomplish something that they could accomplish just by focusing on what they're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I find it to be incredibly quixotic to think that we do this with technology all the time. I'll get one more app to solve all my app problems.
Yeah.
I will get one more organizer to organize my organizational problem. And here's the thing. Like, she has some things on here that are aesthetically beautiful that I think are great.
Yeah.
She has this charcoal storage basket with handles. Like, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
She has a wire market basket. It's beautiful.
Yes.
There are some things on here that are great for organizing. However, don't think you're going to organize your way to well-being.
Right.
You can be like me in my 20s. I had a whole basement full of unnecessary stuff. It was really well organized. I mean, parts of it were alphabetized. And that's not going to make things better. It's just it's moving the deck chairs on the Titanic, and you're still sinking throughout this whole thing. But when it does come down to it, when you get down to the appropriate amount of items, you can use some of these tools to help you increase the sort of aesthetic pleasantness of the space. And I think there are some things on her website that are actually fairly nice. I don't know what the zebra body brush is. Do you think it's made from real zebras?
One can only assume.
Any jade eggs on there?
Jade eggs? No, I don't know. Eucalyptus.
That looks like a
lemon
jade
salt.
egg.
Yeah, that's a eucalyptus.
Is
thing.
was that a ukulele?
I hope so.
All the way to
This?
the right.
Loofah,
Oh,
like
it's a
back
loofah.
thing.
Looks
Is
like
it?
a musical instrument.
Yeah, body brush.
Oh well.
But again, to your point though, these things are very aesthetically pleasing.
I totally agree
Yeah.
with that.
Aesthetically pleasing, single use, like
we gotta be
not
careful with
single
that.
use, but like single purpose.
Single purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like, this lends itself to the metaphor I was trying to use earlier about if you have a room that's on fire and you're trying to find the perfect loofah, that's, the priorities are a little mixed up there.
Yeah, I think the metaphor I use in the book is similar to that. With if your house is on fire, it doesn't matter how many coats of paint you put on the exterior.
Yeah.
It's not going to fix the problem. And this is true. You can actually have some of these really beautiful items if you're going to use them. If they enhance or augment or amplify your experience of life, but don't get caught up thinking these are the solution to a problem.
Yeah.
These are decor. These are adornments.
Yeah, and
do so carefully and intentionally.
Yeah, and getting something, like you said, Jess, just for the single function of it, which there are some single function items you definitely want to have, but it seems like that store is encouraging massive quantities of single functioning items.
Yeah.